Hear me when I say this. Life is a gift and not just a race. We are not created to be in this world just to walk, pay bill, stress, and die. No. We are created in this world to live, grow, love, and be loved, enjoy the little we have or the little we could build, experience peace, and of course, have the best peace of mind that we can get. Because the end point to this whole journey is death. No matter how you look at it, no one will be in this world forever. Not at all. I do want to ask you something. Have you ever looked at the journey of life in this aspect? How fast things happen, how fast people move on, even when someone died, how fast the person is being forgotten, and how fast the world moves on in a situation like this. You do know that presently we do have a whole lot of chaos going on in today's world. The fight, the chaos between countries, the fight here and there, economic hardship, and then the stress of morning and night trying to make ends meet. But the question here is, I always do ask myself, if at the end of the day, let's take for instance, by 100 years time, most of us might not still be in this world. Let's just say 100 years from today, most of us will no longer be in this world, right? That means we hustle, we work out ourselves, we go out morning and night, we try to make ends meet. But then at the end of the day, there is a time to say goodbye. And I ask myself, if life has been projected to be this way, then why stressing so hard over things that you cannot face? Why stressing so hard over the things of life? Why stressing so hard over the material things of life? Why stressing so hard? And even why on the stressful part of life, life could happen to you. Why stressing so hard? We look at in the world today, if anything happens to someone, there is tendency that the employers might not even shut down one day for the person to be mourned. No. Once you kick the bucket today, the work keep going on. Highest, you will get a GoFundMe if they will, or rather, you will get a condolences via your family. But life and business goes on. Now, have you taken time to talk to yourself when it comes to the level of stress that you undergo as a person? Have you taken time to look at your life, to look at how far you stress over things? Have you taken time to walk through the memory lane and look at all these points that I have just mentioned and ask yourself the question, does the stress worth it? Let's just paint this little case scenario, right? You would see someone work for 30, 40, or rather 50 years, building wealth, chasing success, stressing day and night. Then one day, boom, the person is gone. And within 48 hours, of course, people would cry, mourn him or her, and then slowly life continues. Like I said, the office replaces him or her, the business move on, and the house become quiet again. Now, I ask you, if the life and the world can move on without you, why are you destroying yourself by thinking too much, working excessive overnight, trying to overstress yourself just to prove a point to God knows who? Why are you not taking care of yourself? Why are you overstressing yourself? Why wouldn't you try to put yourself in check? I am saying this to say that most times the stress we go through in life, we do not deserve it. Sometimes we do not deserve it. I know sometimes we cannot help it, but we can fix it. We can amend it if we want. Let me tell you this brief story. I do have a friend who works as a nurse. She worked overtime, she worked both her shift and overtime, and she barely have time to rest. She would work her shift, she would work overtime, she would also work to cover someone's shift if they are not available. All this she was not considering herself, her stress level, her mental health. She was not putting all this in check. Perhaps she believed she was still strong enough and she could handle it. At any time we tried to tell her to take it easy, you know what her response is? I am building for my future. I am doing this now for my future. I do understand. We all are working hard for the future. But the future, which we don't know if we all are going to see. Of course, we live in positivity. We keep faith and believe that we are going to live to see a future. We are going to live to see tomorrow with God on our side, right? But then, this is a game of chance. It could be not. So at any time we try to ask her to slow down, night sleep is very important for you. Rest, rest is highly needed. Anxiety and stress is part of what is taking people down on a daily basis. But she would always say that she is building for her future now that she have the strength. Ask me what happened next. One day, while she was at work, already she was done with her own shift, but she was doing the overnight shift. Then she collapsed. She fell down and collapsed. Of course, this happened where there was no one to help her immediately. But by the time someone came and saw her, she has already gone. At this point, they tried all they could to resuscitate her. They tried all they could to bring her back to life, but the story changed. She became rest in peace. At this point, the future has to wait. At this point, the stress, the hustle, the making of money has to wait. At this point, the shift was not waiting for her anymore. Life goes on. The job did not even close down for one day to mourn her. No, the job continues. The daily activity was the same. It was like nothing happened, but someone died. So I say this to say that while you are hustling, while you are trying to make ends meet, while you are working those overnight, morning and night, while you are building that mansion, building that future, securing those bags, also put your life in check. Also consider the state of your health. Also look at your mental health and make sure you are okay. Life is nothing. People go so fast in today's world. So if you want to look at the reality check here, is that she has put in her time, her life, her energy, and her stress and her rest moment to the system without considering herself. She did not consider herself. And I would say that self love did not play a role in this aspect because if indeed she considered herself, there should be a limit to how far you want to stress yourself. There should be a limit to how hungry you want to be for that money, for that material things. There should be a limit to how far you can put into the system. There should be a limit. We all want to make this money. We all want to build this future. But of course, we still need our life and ourselves to be able to build the future. Because if anything happens to us, our future ends at that point. The future which you do not even know what it holds. So if anything happens, life ends at that point. Listen, life is a race, and we all are here for a purpose. We all are in this race together. But it depends on who gets tired first. I might get tired before you. You might get tired before me. It is not written on the forehead who is going to get tired first. But no matter what happens, let's keep our mind ready and prepared. For we do not know who would get tired first. We do not know who will drop down first. But we can help ourselves to limit things that can be physical stress, physical impact that can help us to drop down so fast. We can limit those by ourselves and then leave the rest to God. Hear me when I say this. Life is a gift and not just a race. We are not created to be in this world just to walk, pay bill, stress, and die. No. We are created in this world to live, grow, love, and be loved, enjoy the little we have or the little we could build, experience peace, and of course, have the best peace of mind that we can get. Because the end point to this whole journey is death. No matter how you look at it, no one will be in this world forever. Not at all. So, most times you need to sit down, walk through the memory lane, and ask yourself this couple of questions. When last did I rested? When was the last time I had a proper rest? When was the last time I took off from work and say, you know what, I want to take care of myself. I do not want to have anything, job or work in my head. I do want to rest for this moment. When last did you do that? Secondly, when was the last time you laughed and you were happy without stress? When was the last time? And the last but not the least is when was the last time you choose yourself? When was the last time? I know we have to make money. I know we have to work, we have to make money, we have to work those shifts. I do understand everyone is guilty of that. I am not an exemption. But then, working hard is good. Providing is very important. So, for those working shifts often and on without considering themselves, I'm here to tell you we all are guilty of that. But then, working hard is good. Providing is very important. Success is absolutely beautiful, but not at the cost of your health, your peace, your happiness, and your life. You know, the thing is that the more you age, the more you will be able to understand this that I'm saying, and you will be able to understand it very perfectly. Because when this says the end justify the means, this is best case scenario for me to tell you that you can make that whole money, you can build that whole future, but the end will justify the means if you are going to be there for those future that you build, or if someone is going to enjoy those future that you have already built. You need to know this. At the end of the day, you are the most important project that you would ever work on. You are the most important project for you. So I'm going to leave you with this. I said one more time, you should be your number one project you would ever work on. Your life should be your number one project to fix and fix it properly. So let me end by saying this. One day, you, I will leave everything that we have worked for behind in this world and head on. We are going to leave everything behind. Everything will be left behind. The only thing that might make sense or would make people remember us are what? The impact that we made, the memories that we created or left behind, and how we lived our life would be what people will use to remember us, and the legacy that we left behind. So please, I say to say this to you. Take care of yourself. Rest when you need to. Find love, joy, happiness anywhere you can. Find it. Find it. Stress, sadness can lead you to stress, and stress can lead you to early death if care is not taken. So find joy, happiness by all means necessary, and live intentionally. Always live prepared. Always live like today is the last day, because tomorrow is not promised. I would like you to say this with me because I believe in affirmation. I believe in positive affirmation, and I always love to declare it because there is power in spoken word. Whatever we say, we confess with our mouth, have tendency of manifesting. Listen, the universe hears, and the universe bring into manifestation whatever you have chosen to confess. If you confess positive, you can have it manifest. If you confess negative, you can also live to receive it. So say this with me. I would not lose my life trying to make a living. I choose balance in my life rather than stressing over everything. I choose peace. I choose love, and I choose to truly live as long as God wants me to live. I would live. I would not die untimely. I would live to fulfill the purpose to which God has brought me to this life. For I know God created me for me to succeed and to live according to His timing. I would not bring forth anything that would shortcut my life and make me leave the world on time. I would live to love myself. I would live to appreciate the life that I have. And I would live to say, thank you, Lord, for I know you would be with me and guide me in every process of the way. You have said this, work towards it, and God will take charge of everything that concerns you. Until I see you guys next time, of course, I remain your girl D for Delia. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay out of stress, minimize those shifts, take good care of yourself, your health, and your mental health, and love yourself. Take care. Bye.